Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video where today we return once more in the Porsches, this time round in a real Porsche race car. Yes, we're back once more in the Porsche 911 GT3 Cup car. Obviously did the race in the Mission R earlier on this week. I didn't actually realise at the time that and this car follow exactly the same calendar throughout the entirety of this championship, but it's highly unlikely I'm going to do much real racing in the Porsche Mission R. It's interesting, and maybe it'll be worth racing a bit more down the line, but honestly it's not a car that I found particularly enjoyable to drive anyway. But yeah, we're back at Watkins Glen though, this time around, like I said, in the proper Porsche Cup car. If you do go on to enjoy, make sure to leave a like and get yourself subscribed. Of course there will be timestamps linked down below as well, but let's jump into qualifying then. Hopefully we can get a good lap. Of course, Watkins Glen, no ABS, things normally get interesting.
That lap was at 1:48.35.
Hanging the car out of the final turn, but up towards the line, it is going to be a 1:47.6, which is going to put us P4 provisionally there. That second lap felt really quite hooked up, actually. I've been struggling to quite work out where I wanted the brake bias in practice, but yeah, if we can start near the front, that's reassuring in quite a big split. Right, well, here we are then on the grid already in the Porsche Cup. Start P5 in the end, I think it was, yeah, Bjarne van der Linden who went pole in the end there with a couple of tenths quicker than anyone else. But top two seem to have a little bit more than everyone else at the moment. Let's see if we can try and hook up a good start in this Porsche Cup car in the first race of the year. No. In a word then, just got too much wheel spin in the initial phase and bogged down horrendously. So we head down towards turn one. I think have they already crashed behind me? That would be rather impressive. We even get into turn one here, but nice and easy through that first corner. Of course, cold rubber, everything like that. Is that guy suddenly just going to appear in the vision as we head up the hill on this opening lap? And again, just cold tyres, everything like that. Don't want to hit that outside wall. Really nice, easy and quick way to completely ruin your afternoon. But 13 laps ahead of us, going to take about 25 minutes. This Cup car race, of course, if things go all well, and it can often unravel through the bus stop chicane as well on that one. As I saw P3 there running horribly wide. We're probably going to see some Constantina up on the exit of the corner, and there we go, around the outside into carousel. Oh, there's contact! Oh! Don't want that lap one, but we've kept the nose clean, and that's the most important thing, as I'm not going to try and send it on this guy. Thought there was going to be more contact there, as the I'm not too sure what number he is. That guy's come from P15. I don't know how many places we've lost early on, but that must have been an incredible start. P15 there, right up the orders. We've definitely lost a handful of places. I think we're sat down towards the bottom of the top 10 there, and someone else has gone round. It is just carnage early on in this race, and now the red car's going to try and look up the inside, down in towards the final sector. I mean, this is just punt to pass, apparently. I didn't realise I was doing a race in the touring cars again. just try and keep it clean and tidy. Trying to avoid the chaos on lap 1, apparently, as we head through the final few turns. We got very lucky in one of those incidents that we somehow made it through, but I'm sure, I mean, the red car, to be fair, they made it pretty clear pretty early that he was going for the move and was kind of just turned in on, but possibly could have backed out of it on lap 1 as a cold rubber there, you can just see. Trying to get the car right out on the exit of the corner. But we have survived lap 1 of this race. We'll see if we can get a run back up the hill on the Advan logoed car. Of course, you can use all the curbing at turn 1. But we've only lost the 1 spot then on that opening lap, down into P6, which honestly is a whole lot better than I thought. I'd be a little bit of a blender throttle as you head up through the S's. Don't still quite have the confidence early on. I'm sure this guy probably going to go quite defensive. No, he's actually going to let me look to the inside there, side by side with the number 11. Oh, a bit of a lock-up on the way in. Just try and chuck it between the curbs. So we'll try not to pick up on 1X, and he will immediately have the place back there. Just snag the inside wheel. Like I said, really am struggling to work out what brake bias I want. I'm running about 45% front brake bias at the moment. Now, the default setup's actually on about 42, and I just felt like I couldn't get any feel of the brakes down in towards the corners. I like it when you can lock up the wheels, so you know you can sort of get a feel of how close you are to it personally. But yeah, the original brake bias on the default set, of course, this is a fixed series once more. Generally, if there's fixed series, I do prefer doing them. It's not that I don't have access to setups, it's just that I prefer knowing that everyone is on equal footing, as yeah, I need to try and hang a bit closer to Luis here as we head through the final couple of turns. Start losing confidence before we've really gained it here as we head through the final few corners of this second lap, as I think that is, I think 3 of the top 4 pretty bunched up as we head through the S's once more. But we've survived 2 laps then here at Watkins Glen, as long as I don't do anything stupid through the final turn. But we've just got to try and stick in the slipstream, try and keep the instant count nice and low as well, and see what more is going to be possible here. We've got Giovanni just behind us, but we've kept it clean and tidy. Luckily, Watkins Glen as well. Actually, quite a lenient track when it comes to the limits there. Most of the corners, you get all 4 wheels out over the curbs as we head through the final turn once again. We have still got Giovanni just behind us. The leader is definitely breaking free early on in this race. 10 more laps to go as they're trying to be able to lock it down in turn 1, but that's not going to worry me all too much. Can we try and get some speed up the hill then? Let's just sort of see what we're going to be able to do. It's all immediately, at least they're just a little bit off the line, but you can pick it up quite quickly. Of course, once you've sort of got a few laps in and the tyres are at temperature, it is nice and easy flat up through there, as you can see heading down the straight. Again, picking up a nice draft off of the car in front, but you know, these Porsche Cup cars, you know, they are big cars at the end of the day. Of course, they basically are just stripped out GT3 cars. Of course, this is known as a GT3 Cup. So, you know, they can be quite difficult. You know, you kind of got to wrestle them around a bit more than the normal GT3s. They've got slightly less aero as well, which of course means that the slipstream has less of an effect. But powerful still, powerful beasts. And of course, they always sound great as well, which hopefully you would have heard if you watch the qualifying lap. But yeah, I feel like we've definitely got parts of the track where I've still got time to find, still got time to learn. But yeah, hopefully there are definitely parts of the circuit as well where we're definitely a bit quicker and a bit more confident. As like I said, I feel like we can go slightly later on the brakes with the more aggressive front brake bias. Of course, it does allow you to sort of stamp on those brakes a little bit more aggressively a bit later into the corner, which is useful around a lot of the back half of the lap here at Watkins Glen. But of course, through the first half, you kind of actually want a bit more of a rear brake bias, sort of slide the car in, allow the front tyres to do a bit more of the turning. Out of the final corner once again, then again, right up towards that wall. We are still, you know, applying the pressure, filling the mirrors. So we've got a couple of cars behind us that we are going to have to be careful of as well.
You've just done a 149.
Pretty aggressive down into turn 1 on those brakes, or just that time round, pick up the first 1X of the day. Luckily, no slowdown penalties for that one. So see now, it has still enabled us just to get a slightly better run as we head on the hill. You've sometimes got to be a little bit cheeky with it still on iRacing as we head up the back straight once more. This time around we're not quite going to be close enough though. But we are certainly now just applying the pressure. You can see there a little bit of hesitation from him into the chicane. Didn't carry as much speed as he would have liked. And very offline into the carousel. I like to kind of late apex it and try and leap off the corner quite nicely, but it seemed to have made it work for him. It's good now, has found a way past Giovanni here. I keep wanting to call him Giovinazzi. Of course, I've spent far too much time playing the F1 games in the past, but yeah, I still feel like Luis and I are incredibly similar on pace. We have both got parts of the circuit where we're slightly quicker than each other, but I do want to try and get the move done. Just can't help but wonder whether Gerd is feeling quite confident, feeling quite racy at the moment. If I can get through, hopefully let them battle each other. And just trying to get the nose pointed in. We're almost at the halfway stage of this race. I mean, the Porsche Cup at Watkins Glen is just such a combo. It is, I mean, I'm pretty certain I do this combo more than pretty much anything else on the sim. I just don't know what it is. It just seems to suit the car, the track. They just work together quite nicely. They sort of play into each other's strengths, but of course the Porsche Cup car's still quite a challenge at the end of the day as well. You can just see that time round not getting the best run off the final corner. We're going to be a whole lot closer by the time we get back down in towards turn 1. Let's just go nice and early on the brakes and carry speed off the corner. See if we can get a good run off of turn 1 this time around. They're really open at the exit as best as possible. Use all that curbing available to you. Now just try and keep it absolutely pinned. Oh no, way offline. Oh, that was a big panic. That had to lift out off the throttle massively, and now Gerd's going to be able to have a look around the outside. Number 18 versus the number 19 here, and I might just have to give up on this one or slot in behind. Don't want to lose too much. Like I said, I do feel like he's quite quick there, so if he can battle with Luis just in front, then we can certainly try and pick up the pieces here as well. But yeah, don't really want to try and, battle too hard into there unless I'm the one making the move. I'm always quite a firm believer, to be honest, in the bus stop. Unless they've only able to sort of get caught with the car alongside. The car going for the overtake often, I find, is probably worthy of the pace into the corner there. Oh, you can just see big moment there for Gerd off the corner. Are we now going to be able to come straight back? Slot in right underneath him off the exit, and are we now going to be able to have a look back up the inside into the next turn? In a word, no. Quite confident enough there on the inside. That's one corner where I'm definitely still struggling quite a bit to spot my braking point. Oh, now we're starting to see a bit more of a battle forming there as Luis just running a little bit wide. I'm too busy watching them rather than focusing on my lines through the final couple of turns, but we need to just get a little bit closer. Once more, a couple of small errors on this lap and just dropped me away from these two just a tiny bit there. As here goes Gerd thinking about it down towards turn 1. Again, just turn 1 is definitely another corner where I'm still struggling a little bit to spot where I need to be on the brakes. But are we going to see Gerd now get a run as we head up the hill? Going to focus on where I'm going there. We'll sort of tap the curb through the second part. It's not often what you want to do, is we hang it right up to the wall on the exit there. But again, Gerd can't get the run on Luis here. It does seem to have very strong top-end speed still. Of course, it's full setup, so I don't know what that's all about. Maybe he's definitely hacked it. That must be what it is, rather than actually these cars pretty even. I mean, they're identical top-end speed there. Luis just clearly every time seems to be on quite a decent run as well. A lot of moving around in the braking zone there. This could get spicy. And of course, this is the old adage for the on iRacing: race smart, not hard. That's always the key. Let these cars battle each other, let them make mistakes, whether it's just one of them or both of them. There's someone else might have had issues at the moment. Just sit back, enjoy the show, and then hopefully we'll pick up some freebies. Here we go again then at the first couple of turns. Oh, this time around they might be side by side as they head up through the S's. Yes, they are, and we need to try and time this run. Oh no! Oh, that's a big zero. I mean, somehow that's only a 0x, so doesn't believe we picked up any damage. We've definitely knocked the wheels out, though, and that might be our afternoon. At least battling these two. Pretty much ruined there as I tried just to give Luis space on the inside. Oh, that's not going to do us any favours late on in the afternoon there. I just, got a little bit worried where he was going to go. I didn't expect him to sort of try and carry the brake, to be honest, through the corner, and obviously didn't want to crash into him, so kind of had to take evasive action. I mean, car does feel still raceable, don't get me wrong, but yeah, we're going to be down a little bit towards the end, I guess. Now it's just going to be trying to defend from the cars behind there, but yeah, good, brilliant little move. I think we're going to need a miracle if we want to beat these two now, as you can just see, through those right-handers even, sorry. So they are still battling, yeah, through right-handers. We are definitely going to be struggling.
2 to go. That lap was a 149, 146.
Another 1x down on the exit of turn 1, but what's really annoyed me late on in the day here, with just 2 to go, is the fact the pace actually hasn't fallen off that badly. Car, of course, is not quite what it once was. Yeah, we're definitely losing a little bit down the straights and such, but yeah, Giovanni actually taking that much time out of me is maybe just maybe good. Luis will come together late on in the day and we'll still be able to claim those freebies that I so desperately craved early on in this one. But yeah, like I said, just wanted to obviously give Luis the room, wanted to try and actually get the switch back, and honestly I thought he was going to wash out wide, so I kind of planned myself to cut underneath him on the left hand side, and then it just never quite materialised. And then of course you always forget, or I always forget still, obviously these things, you know, don't change direction that quickly, and of course, you know, once they're so different, like a Formula car, of course, you can't really change them around when you've already got them on one trajectory. They don't like to move onto another one at high speed like that, you know. It's not like a little Formula car where you can try and zip it this way and that. But I mean, these two are still battling nose to tail as we get ready to start the final lap of this race. We're still trying to defend from Giovanni, just behind, who is definitely in a quicker car at the moment, but as long as we don't do anything stupid on the final lap though, only 2 instant points. It's going to do us some favours on the SR front. Of course, we did kind of get a little bit, I mean, we kind of beat ourselves up last weekend out, of course, at Spa-Francorchamps in the TCR challenge. Of course, if you missed that, would highly recommend going back and checking out. It was proper TCR racing, a bit like the opening lap of this one was, to be honest. But yeah, just picked up some 1Xs really well. I shouldn't have in that one, trying to get used to the Honda Civic. Oh, that's not going to do me any favours. Come on, nice and easy. Don't do anything like that onto the final lap there, as that might give Giovanni a bit more of a chance than I ever really wanted him to, as we head up through the S's for the final time. Don't start throwing away places now, please, Matt. We'll try and head through nice and tidy, but yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to get a battle at the road then, so good. Did really sort of make it work right when he had to. Of course, yeah, sometimes being patient, well, sometimes hitting the wall doesn't help you. But yeah, you've got to pick and choose your battles sometimes, and it could have gone a whole lot worse than it ended up there. We've only done a little bit of damage to the car, which I'm sure the team won't be best pleased about anyway. But yeah, just heading back down through the final few corners though. Just got to make sure we hold on ahead of Giovanni here, because I mean, Watkins Glen still in these cars is so much fun. Every single season I come back and do this, it feels like, but it never gets old, it never gets boring. And yeah, I'm looking forward to doing a bit more of the Porsche Cup season. I think next week out is Road Atlanta, which is always quite interesting. You know, obviously chucking the car over some of the big curves through the S's. But let's have a look then. It looks like it is going to be Andre who's going to walk away with the dub in this one. Really did just lead from start to finish comfortably out in front there. Of course, got that breakaway very early on in the race as we head through the final few corners. I mean, considering we're only, what, 18-19 seconds back on the checkered flag, when you think about how much time we lost on that opening lap trying to avoid other cars, that's not bad going there. But Andre is going to take home the win then as we head around the final few corners. It's 5th to 7th. Doesn't look great on paper, but feel like a lot of people messed up their qualifying time. And of course, yeah, small errors near the end really did cost me there. But yeah, let's go have a look then at our final race results. Well, there we go then, the end of this GT3 Porsche Fixed Cup race from Watkins Glen. And I mean, 0.11 SR isn't as much as I'd hoped for, to be honest, when you consider we only got 2 instant points. But 51 iRating, that brings us nice and close towards 2k once more. Like I said, I did get my bottom handed to me at the Bathurst 1000 over the weekend. That one we definitely not be seeing the light of day. But thank you all so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, please do make sure and leave a like and get yourself subscribed. Special shout out there to Gerd. 21st to 5th is a phenomenal effort in that cup race there. But yeah, that was good fun. Like I said, pretty certain it's Road Atlanta next week, so make sure you're back for that. You do not want to miss it.